You're watching the second Newshour Debate on Times Now Super Prime Time.
Jayanthi Natarajan, Minister of Forest and Environment, she's joining us from Hyderabad. We have with us Ranjana Kumari, as Kavita Krishnan of the All India Progressive Women's Association, Gaurav Bhatia of the Samajwadi Party, and Mahesh Jethmalani. Thanks very much. Gaurav, you know, the appropriate thing for you to do is that you have the choice of spending the next 25 minutes trying to justify and defend the indefensible. But the appropriate thing for you to do is to, disregard any party whip to be a disciplined soldier and justify this chauvinist, sexist man called Naresh Agrawal. You defy your party whip on Newshour, stand true to your conscience, and as a progressive young man, go there and say that this man should be sacked. But will you have the courage to do that, Gaurav?
Arnab, I would start by saying this, that whatever Mr. Naresh Agrawal has expressed, first of all, are his personal views.
No, please don't give me that line about this being his personal opinion. He's a member of parliament from your party. He's a member of parliament from your...
Do you want me to continue? Let me speak.
No, but this is such a predictable, tired old record kind of line.
I am not giving you predictable. In fact, you just started the program by saying that as a young person, have the courage to say that you do not agree with it.
But you obviously don't.
And I am saying that yes, I do not agree with what he has said.
Yeah. But he has his right to say it.
Please allow me my time so that I can make my point.
But he has his right to say it.
I am only saying that it is not the stand of my party. I am here to talk about my party, and I can also share my personal views. So I have clarified that this is not the stand of the party. Secondly, I do not agree with him. I do not agree with him. I am stating that clearly.
We'll get Jayanthi Natarajan first and then get the others.
Please give me a chance.
I gave you the opportunity.
Please allow me, Arnab.
I gave you the opportunity.
Otherwise, what is the point? What is the point of having me in the debate if you don't allow me?
But
I think you are discussing
the point is, Gaurav Bhatia, that here is a man. Here is a man. He's a serial offender. He says that the anti-rape law is bad. He says it only helps women. He says that if a woman, gets assaulted by men and who go on to gouge out her eyes and throw her on the streets and leave her to die, he said such incidents happen every day. And you are saying here tonight that it's his personal opinion. You realize how people will respond to this kind of justification? No, I'll let Jayanthi Natarajan come into the debate first. I'll let Jayanthi Natarajan. You heard that.
This is not fair.
It is completely fair to hear the other side as well.
I'm trying to make my remarks.
It's completely fair, but let the other side...
you should at least allow me to complete myself.
You'll repeat yourself.
If you interrupt me and then you make your point and then you go on to the next speaker, I will not be interrupting any other speaker. I wanted to make my point.
I'll come back to you. I'm going on to the other speakers so that you realize how they feel.
You have no point to
It's very unfair. You may proceed.
No, please. Thank you for your permission, Jayanthi Natarajan.
You have no point, Mr. Bhatia.
That is only if I am allowed to complete myself.
Jayanthi Natarajan, please, Mr. Bhatia, let her speak.
Arnab, are you asking me something?
Yes. I wanted you to come in and respond to what you think the Samajwadi Party, whose support you take at the centre, what you feel about the comment that has been made by its party MP, Naresh Agrawal.
The comment made by the party MP, Mr. Naresh Agrawal, is outrageous, unacceptable, and I condemn it unreservedly. I think it's trivializing this terrible issue, this victimization of this young girl by a person who was in authority, by a person who was her employer. And I would like to condemn it in no uncertain terms. And I would like to say that this kind of discourse in public life must not and cannot be accepted.
Yeah, but that's it. I mean, nothing happens beyond that, Ms. Natarajan. I mean, when it comes to a politician, should we not set a higher example? Should there not be a collective... Remove him from parliament? Start a campaign.
Well, that is a matter which needs to be taken up at the appropriate forum. See, now the point is, we are here to discuss the remark that was made by Naresh Agrawal, and I condemn it unreservedly. and totally outright condemnable.
No, but
what action should be taken next is a matter for all parliamentarians to get together and decide.
Which means nothing will happen.
Will be taken, I'm sure, because women. Well, Arnab, you can frame it in whichever way you like, but I will only give you the answers that I believe in.
No, but isn't that the fact that, you can condemn?
And the answer is that Parliament has finally now, the answer is that, that now today, finally issues relating to women have become the center stage, have reached the center stage of the national discourse, and this is a matter that we should welcome. We should use this momentum to bring about very far-reaching changes in whatever way we can.
I'm sorry, but Ranjana Kumari raised her hand. I generally feel, I'm going to open the phone lines because I seem to be in a minority on this. I think you should make an example of this man. I think you should you should make an example of this man, and a person who says that, nowadays because of the anti-rape law, women will not even be employed because they are scared of what they will be accused of, speaks of a revolting perversion in this man's mindset.
On the anti-rape bill.
What?
Can I please come in?
No, one sec. Ranjana Kumari is coming in first. Ranjana Kumari.
Comes in. Yes, I think this member of parliament is under oath of the Constitution of India. He has ridiculed the dowry law. He says just like dowry law. He's also talked about the rape law and he ridiculed that, and he has almost blamed the women for misusing the law. He says because of these kind of complaints now men are fearful of employing women. That means also is indirectly sending the message to women of India that if you either you surrender yourselves to sexual assault, you give in whatever these men bosses are doing to you, you please accept that. Otherwise, you will not be getting these jobs. And this is the fear he is trying to instill in the women of India. Now, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely appalling. And every time he does that, we demand that Meera Kumar, the speaker,
exactly,
of our parliament, should take action against
this man. Yes, but Meera Kumar won't take any action.
No, but
Meera Kumar won't take any action.
Political parties are trying to cover each other.
Because Meera Kumar will be worried about the political fallout of taking action. This is the same man who earlier attributed rape to women's attire. He said if you wear certain kind of clothes, he said if law was the best solution, there wouldn't have been any crime happening. And then he talked about the kind of attire which people wear on the screens, saying that this is one of the reasons for crimes against women. It is because Meera Kumar did not do anything then. I dare say it's because the Congress and the BJP let this Samajwadi Party man get away and continue to be a member of parliament that he is going ahead and making these comments.
No, what did the Congress do?
Kavita Krishnan, what's the appropriate action?
No.
Can I get in here?
There is a permissible,
I'd like to say,
sorry. Okay.
No, Kavita Krishnan, what's the appropriate action?
Yeah. See, I absolutely support what Ranjana ji just said, which is that I've been saying it since morning, that the speaker ought to intervene and she ought to ensure that the Samajwadi Party cannot get away by saying that this is a personal view, because this is an unconstitutional view. This is not, misogyny is unconstitutional of this kind. And while I'm at it, though, I'd like to say that it isn't only Naresh Agrawal who's done this. Yesterday, Indira Jaisingh told us that there are senior judges who've been saying similar stuff. Judges are also duty bound to uphold the constitution and so on. And when it comes to political leaders also, see, the Congress party is here condemning Naresh Agrawal, but have they taken any action against Botsa Satyanarayana, who said that just because we got freedom at midnight, women should not go out at night? Has the BJP taken any action against Kailash Vijayvargiya, who I believe is an important leader of theirs in Madhya Pradesh, which is going to the polls now? And he said that there should be a Lakshman Rekha, which if women cross, they'll be raped.
He's a minister in the youth.
Yes.
No, let Jayanthi Natarajan answer. No, let Jayanthi, first person.
I'm saying that
No, first person.
There should be action against Naresh Agrawal. There should be action against Botsa Satyanarayana, against Vijayvargiya. And the representative of the Samajwadi Party cannot hide behind the fact by saying they all do it. These are not acceptable. It is not acceptable for political leaders.
I'm not hiding. I said that I do not wish to defend it because
for political leaders to hide behind the idea that this is a personal view.
No, I think
the party ought to act against it.
I
have said this when CPM leaders have made such remarks. I will say it when leaders of any hue make such a remark, that their party cannot say this is a personal view. These are not acceptable views. These are unconstitutional views.
No, I think Kavita Kavita,
when it is
Mr.
not the
Gaurav
party
Bhatia,
view,
is
I
your
am not
party going
obliged to defend it, and I think
action and throw him out of the party?
listen,
Mr.
please.
Gaurav Bhatia, is your party going to throw him out of the party? Is he going to lose his membership of Rajya Sabha? Are you going to take any action? Is he not repeated assaulter? Is he not
you are talking
assaulting women by
about,
his words?
listen,
is he not
please.
doing these kind of
Yes, I will answer your question.
Will you throw him out of the party?
You will get an answer if
that.
you allow me to
want
speak.
to know how much you are so, you know.
For
No, but how can we believe you when you're saying it is his
listen to me
personal
now.
view? How it becomes his personal view?
Yeah, you
when
can
he's
believe me
representing
because I
the
had the
party in
courage
Rajya
to
Sabha?
tell you
How has
that
he
at
become a
least
person
that
all of a
statement
sudden?
is not acceptable even to a fellow party member.
Mr.
That is why you can
this
believe me.
not acceptable
Yes,
line.
it is. I am part of the same
I'd
party.
say
it is not my party ideology. And I'm saying that I don't
Bhatia,
accept the statement. I have a different view.
Mr. Bhatia, 1 minute. Take this non-acceptable line and throw it into the dustbin of our political discourse. Please throw it right away. It is the most unacceptable line anymore for the people of India. Because this question goes, and I want Jayanthi Natarajan and Mahesh Jethmalani to respond to Kavita Krishnan. Kavita Krishnan says, and no, one sec, 1 minute. Mr. Bhatia, please, there are others.
No, Arnab, you
Bhatia,
were discussing anti-rape bill. You said that he had made a comment on anti-rape bill. If I can just make one clarification.
Mr. Bhatia?
That the Samajwadi Party had problems with certain sections that were there. We made the suggestions.
What are you saying?
And they
What
were
are you saying? You're confusing yourself.
Which was passed in the parliament.
1 minute, Mr. Bhatia, let me come in now, please. Jayanthi Natarajan gets an open challenge from Kavita Krishnan on the program tonight, who says, what action did you take against Botsa Satyanarayana? And in order to refresh the viewer's memory, I'd like to repeat what Botsa Satyanarayana said. Botsa Satyanarayana, who's Andhra Pradesh Congress chief, reacting to the gang rape of a 23-year-old student in Delhi, said, and I quote, allow me just 1 second to quote. He says, stay indoors to prevent rape. And he says, just because India has achieved freedom at midnight, Jayanthi Natarajan, does not mean that women can venture out after dark. You didn't do anything about it. You just maybe condemned him and nothing. He continues unaffected.
Arnab, neither you nor Kavita Krishnan or anybody else can take away my right as a woman to condemn what he says very strongly, and neither can you take away from the fact that I am a member of the Congress party. We are a mainstream political party. We have very, very strong views on the rights of women, and against statements which are made like this, and you cannot take away from my right to condemn it by saying what has your part. Well, if you let me complete, madam, I can tell you. The question of having taken action is something that you don't know about. It doesn't have to be something that pleases you. Something could have well happened in the party. What happens in a political mainstream party is something that is within our party.
Right to know.
We will take action. No,
we have a right to know.
Because the action has to be seen by the public. See, because he made a public remark, the action has to be taken by the public.
Please listen to me. Well, if you're going to keep on speaking, please go ahead. I will just keep quiet. I'm not going to shout like Gaurav Bhatia. Poor thing. I'm going to keep quiet.
No, Gaurav is certainly capable of defending himself.
Go ahead.
You're my question.
No, go ahead. You framed it.
Yes.
No, you framed it.
Can I frame the question? No, I'm framing the question. I'm framing the question. 1 minute. 1 minute. But first of all, it's not a quarrel. Mahesh Jethmalani, I haven't forgotten your presence. I have another example to give to you to expose your party's hypocrisy. But before that, I want to ask one question to Jayanthi Natarajan. Jayanthi Natarajan, this is a man who blamed Nirbhaya. He said she is the one to blame. She should not have gone out. She should have thought twice before boarding the suspicious private bus at night. Though the incident was condemnable, she should have also behaved.
All that you're saying, Arnab.
I have the quote of what he is saying. This is what he said.
You just quoted what he said.
Yeah, so?
You just quoted what he said.
And
I'm saying
I'm accurately quoting what he said.
I totally condemn it. What the party has done and what views were expressed to him and what rebuke the party handed out to him is something for me and for the party to know.
Rebuke.
It's not for you. Why should
That's all.
Now, excuse me. Why should that take away in any? Why should that take away in any shape or form from my party?
So you
public misogynistic statements and you'll give me a private tribute. I don't understand this.
I am not going to shout.
People have a right to
Arnab, I am not going to shout back. If you will not let me complete my sentence, I am not going to participate in this debate. Arnab, I will not participate in
No, one second.
Where you will not allow me to complete. You will not allow me to complete.
It's an open debate and Ranjana Kumari is questioning you.
You do not have a monopoly. I am sorry. You do not have a monopoly. You do not have a monopoly on concern for women. I am sorry. You do not have a monopoly on concern for women. You do not have a monopoly on concern for women.
The specific question.
Parties
Certainly I don't. No, 1 second. Certainly I don't and nobody does. 1 minute.
Arnab,
Certainly I don't and nobody does.
Not you. I'm talking to Ranjana Kumari. Arnab, don't kindly let me complete my sentence, otherwise I will leave the debate.
No, Miss Jayanthi Natarajan, you only asking
questions. My point is, what you're doing is grave disservice to society by demonizing.
Who's doing
entire political system. The entire, look, Botsa Satyanarayana is wrong and he should be rebuked and punished. But if you question the credentials of the entire Congress party because of a statement made by a few individuals which are totally by the Congress party, which I'm doing now, then you are condemning us to a society where no political party will be able to hold
Miss
power.
Natarajan, with the highest regard, please allow me to place my point here. I'll take 15 seconds and then I have a question for Mahesh Jethmalani.
You didn't allow me.
Allow me 15 seconds. Just 15 seconds and my clock starts now. My question is simply this, that you cannot have a publicly political leaders go ahead and say whatever they want about women and they only get a private rebuke. That's not acceptable in the public mindset and that's a point of view I'm expressing. Kailash Vijayvargiya. Look at Kailash Vijayvargiya.
You cannot condemn my entire party.
No, I am not
condemning my entire, and I have a right to condemn it too.
Miss Natarajan,
as are Kavita Krishnan and Ranjana Kumari. You cannot condemn the entire political we have our views too.
Miss Natarajan,
nobody holds a monopoly on concern for women. Let's not be sanctimonious.
Miss Natarajan, I have a right to ask that if somebody said that kind of thing about women, then why did the person get away with it? That's all. You're saying there's a private rebuke, that's fine. You have a right to say that, I have a right to ask whether that's acceptable, that's all. We can disagree on that, right?
He did not get away with it.
Okay, private rebuke.
He did not get away with it.
Okay, fine. Now look at the BJP. Kailash Vijayvargiya. Kailash Vijayvargiya says such rubbish about women. He says only when Sita ji crossed the Lakshman Rekha, she was kidnapped by Ravan. If Sita ji, in metaphor on women, crosses the Lakshman Rekha, then Sita Haran is bound to take place as Ravans are out there. Nothing happened to him. You see, Mr. Mahesh Jethmalani, because in your Madhya Pradesh election campaign, Kailash Vijayvargiya is too important for you to be worried about what kind of comment he makes about women, which takes away any moral right that you have to comment on what this other gentleman, Naresh Agrawal, said today.
Look, I think he was censured by the party, and I don't think he's ever had the guts to repeat it again.
Same thing.
And let me just say this, Arnab, that it's true that there's been a rash of irresponsible statements against women made by members across the political spectrum. Everybody has some deviant in every party who's tried to trivialize these issues pertaining to women. But, I think Naresh Agrawal takes the cake. I mean, from Durga Shakti Nagpal to the Assam rape case being overhyped to nobody employing women, this man has gone on. I mean, I'm forgetting all his statements about
No, 1 second. Babulal Gaur, please don't give me this whole thing of, party dissociates with it. Babulal Gaur said women in foreign countries wear jeans and t-shirts, dance with other men and drink liquor. That is their culture. It is not acceptable in India. Only our traditions and our culture are okay. And then he also went on to make a few comments about the kind of dress that women ought to wear. You didn't take any action against him?
So you see
this utter hypocrisy.
All right, so Arnab, I am complimenting you. I am
not seeking your compliments.
Documentation of all these incidents.
I wanted acknowledgement today that political parties like yours are too weak.
To be roundly condemned.
No, political parties like yours are too weak to take action beyond condemnation. Accept that.
I am saying something else now. I am saying that since you now have a habitual trivializer of feminist issues, of trivializing of crimes against women, like Naresh Agrawal. He's a repeat offender. He's done it repeatedly.
Mr. Bhatia.
Why not make an example out of him?
Okay, so one second. Kavita Krishnan, one second. Kavita Krishnan counters you. Kavita, first of all, and then 1 second.
I just want to ask
Kavita Krishnan first to Mahesh Jethmalani.
Mahesh Jethmalani can tell me this much, that you're saying we've dissociated, but the BJP defended Mohan Bhagwat, RSS chief's statement last December after the December 16th rape, talking about how rapes happen in India and they don't happen in Bharat. A clear annotation. Essentially, it is the theory behind the statements made, behind the practical statements made by Kailash Vijayvargiya or Babulal Gaur or whatever about westernized clothes leading to rape and so on. Essentially, the theory was articulated by Mohan Bhagwat and the BJP defended it publicly. The BJP continues to defend it. Is that not true?
Okay.
BJP defended it. I think the Sangh Parivar defended it.
Salim calling in from Mumbai and Newshour. I have a question.
BJP leaders defended it.
Salim, our first caller, Newshour, I have a question, is calling in from Mumbai. Salim, good evening.
You condemn it?
Salim, good evening. Who's your question to? The Newshour viewer tonight is Salim, first caller.
The BJP doesn't speak for the Sangh.
Salim is calling from Mumbai. Go ahead, Salim, with your question. Who's your question to tonight?
Arnab, three questions to all the three people. Number one, we heard Madam Jayanthi Natarajan speaking on the other channel. She was saying why the Goa police took the suo motu notice. And secondly, the question is, what about Abhishek Mani Singhvi? Number question is to that communist, that lady who is representing. We are talking about a party across all people. Where are the moral values left? And Jayanthi Natarajan, we heard for 2 days. She was talking nonsense.
1 second, Salim, 1 second. Salim, let's not get personal. I took your question. We're going to take caller number 2. Salim, thanks for calling. Salim from Mumbai, second caller. Divakar from Mysore. Divakar, good evening.
Good evening, Arnab.
Good evening.
How are you?
Very well. Thank you very much. Who's your question to, sir?
Arnab, first of all, I want to say something before asking a question, because people had doubts whether the whole of the media is actually a paid media, but today I can say very clearly, Arnab doesn't belong to that category.
Thank you. What's your question, sir? Thank you very much. Your question.
Certainly, and this has got nothing to do only with this, but also if you look at the previous one which you held about Tejpal. Everybody speaks, every time we speak about a woman being assaulted, everybody takes a political angle. Why is it that politicians cannot simply say that this has got nothing to do with politics?
Well said.
Let law take its course. Take its course, they come only after politicizing it.
Okay, Mr. Divakar, stay there. I'm going to get Jayanthi Natarajan to answer that. You know, that's been a comment throughout, Ms. Natarajan, that somewhere, Mahesh Jethmalani, you also politicize it. Somewhere people want these issues to be made non-political. The reason I am asking these questions about what comments of individual leaders are is because... What? Mr. Jethmalani?
I'm not politicizing it. Where did I politicize it? I never
your party leaders tweeted something about the Tehelka affair.
Bhatia, etc. I never said anything about the Tehelka affair right now.
No, but your party leaders politicized that affair. The Congress...
And I wouldn't like to interrupt others.
My party leaders didn't politicize the affair. You're absolutely wrong.
Jayanthi Natarajan's reply, and then we are going into a break. Ms. Natarajan.
Yeah.
To
well, the caller mentioned that why we were, from yesterday, the first statement I made on the issue was, it's completely irrelevant whether the BJP or anybody else is doing anything. This girl has been sorely victimized and the person guilty ought to be punished. I was asked a specific question. Do you think he'll get a fair trial in Goa? To which I said, I don't know. I was asked further, and then I said, well, the BJP has double standards. They politicized it because Mr. Arun Jaitley yesterday said, where is Mr. Kapil Sibal? Where is Manish Tiwari? Yesterday, the BJP spokesperson said that Tejpal is a Congress surrogate, to which I replied, why have you not done the same thing in Gujarat? Therefore, it is not our attempt to politicize it at all.
Mr. Jethmalani wants to reply to you. He will do that after a 120-second break. Ladies and gentlemen, please forgive me. I go to just a 2-minute commercial break. I'm back on the other side on Newshour Debate number 2. All the three leaders from the three political parties represented on the Newshour tonight, the Congress, the Samajwadi Party and the BJP, believe that I am targeting them individually in different ways. Digambar Kamath says in 2010, if women start pursuing politics, it will have a negative impact on society. No action against him. Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi, BJP Vice President, says in 2008, some women wearing lipstick and powder have taken to streets of Mumbai and are abusing politicians. No action against him. Shantaram Naik, Congress MP Jayanthi Natarajan says, while rape is the most heinous crime, an alleged rape of a lady who moves with strangers for days together, even beyond the middle of the night, is to be treated on a different footing. No action against him, and I don't believe, Ms. Jayanthi Natarajan, with the greatest of respect, that the country will be happy with a private rebuke. This is not an inner party matter. We are talking about setting an example.
Arnab, I've already answered that question. I've already said that this party has shown and articulated and shown in action through various pieces of legislation how determined we are to punish the guilty in any crime against women. Now, if you're going to cherry pick individual cases which are disowned by
from
the
all parties,
I'm not going to be able to answer you. There's
from
no
all
point.
parties.
I mean, if you want to alienate, including my own party, if you want to alienate the entire political party system because three or four men made remarks that are completely unacceptable, there is absolutely no way that we can carry this discourse further.
Ms. Natarajan, are you accusing me?
The question
are you accusing me of?
When I'm raising anybody of anything, I'm only requesting you not to demonize political parties.
No, I'm not. I am seeking accountability from them.
Completely condemnable statements.
No, I'm seeking accountability. I have a right to, as a citizen, if not even as a journalist.
Well, we are asking for accountability from the parties.
Kavita Krishnan,
no one's demonizing the parties.
Arnab, I would like to come in.
No, Arnab, I think this results in, let me say just once, give me 1 second. I think this action of condoning these kind of statements and not taking action within the political parties, Arnab, is creating a permissive environment in society where people, these are not cherry to be picked, these are thorns which are hurting women of India. They have to be taken out and they have to be thrown from political class.
Exactly.
I think Jayanthi is becoming unnecessarily emotional and targeting us for no reason. She knows me for years and years and our work for years and years.
You're
she has absolutely no right to say what she is. No, please, Jayanthi, if we women will not realize this and try to cover these people and try to create rationale for what they are saying, we are creating a condition where they are misbehaving, ill-treating and now sexually assaulting women wherever. You are in a political party, you know what happens in political parties. A lot of women are not able to come forward and say that about what political party and politicians are doing to their own women.
And
so
all parties, all parties, all parties point fingers at the other side when they say things.
We are appealing to you.
No, 1 second. Gaurav Bhatia.
I want to come in.
Gaurav Bhatia, before you
want to first come in to make some comment, Arnab, then you can ask your questions. Just allow me to. If you've invited me for this discussion, allow me to at least make my points.
I'm not stopping you. I'll take a caller after that. Yes, please.
Yeah, please, just give me 1 minute and I'll be able to make my point.
Go ahead.
I just want to clarify, Arnab, that through your channel, I want to say that even if a fellow member of my party has made a comment, I do not believe in it, and there are many in the Samajwadi Party who do not agree with the senior party leader. And second, I think, yes, let me complete myself. Today it's been a very disappointing debate. Why? Because you have been disappointed. You expected me to defend it. I did not. I have been disappointed by you because
I am disappointed.
You're not allowing me to make my points.
I am as 1 second. Gaurav Bhatia.
If you have substance,
Gaurav Bhatia, 1 minute.
Not to interrupt me. If you have substance, wait for your turn, Arnab.
Gaurav Bhatia.
Allow me to.
Gaurav Bhatia.
No, this is unfair, Arnab.
Gaurav Bhatia.
This is unfair. I waited for 15 minutes to get my turn. When I start speaking, you interrupt me.
No, but it's not a speech. You have to take a question.
Please don't be scared of what I'll say.
It's a question.
No, I will take all questions. I've been taking
not one you'll take, because I can tell you about what your party chief also said. I'm not worried about your trying to typecast me. I'll tell you what your party chief said. Your party chief, Mulayam Singh Yadav.
Please listen to me. Sometimes your debate might not be spicy, but it would be fair.
I am very sorry. I am very sorry. I am very sorry, Gaurav Bhatia, that because you lack the courage to listen to the right questions, you accuse me of doing a spicy. I think it's. You take that back.
Okay.
Take that back right now.
Ask him to apologize.
Apologize for saying that. You take that back now. What do you mean?
Apologize for what?
Apologize for using the word spicy debate. It's not a spicy debate. It is a real debate.
No, because you are
Take
not
it back.
allowing me to come make my point. When I replied,
You take it back.
by making my point, you changed the course of the debate.
Of women, Mr. Gaurav Bhatia.
I am making my point very clear, Arnab. And
Yes.
You take it back.
What did I say wrong? Tell
You
me.
take it back right now.
You take it back.
I'm
take it
talking
back.
to the other panelist who is saying that
That's not
We
how
are-
we leave the debate.
We are discussing.
No, take back what?
Take
back what?
Listen
take
to
back what?
No, repeating it. I'll tell you if you listen to me.
Arnab, because he didn't allow me to complete my sentence.
Mr. Gaurav Bhatia.
I am making that
Mr.
comment
Bhatia, we are
pertaining to
discussing.
Arnab
How
only.
can you call a debate about honor and dignity of women?
A spicy debate.
How can you call a debate about honor and dignity
No, I'm not
of women?
saying that.
Spicy
I
debate,
am
Mr. Gaurav
generalizing.
Bhatia. Take your words back.
I'm making
Apologize
this
to women of
comment
India.
in reference.
What kind
I'm
of
not going to.
language are you using?
Please, I'm
This
not
is
talking about the
allowed
women of
in
India.
law.
What
No,
are you
Mr.
talking?
Gaurav
Please,
Bhatia, first of all, no.
understand the
No.
context of
Please,
my
Mr.
comment.
Gaurav
If you do
Bhatia.
not, then don't. First,
No.
understand the
No, you
context.
cannot.
First,
Please.
understand the context.
No, Mr.
When
Gaurav
I
Bhatia,
said,
you
you are nobody
no,
to
Mr.
dictate
Gaurav
to me
Bhatia.
what I
You
should.
cannot
I have
call
said
this debate a
something with
spicy
full authority.
debate.
I know what I said.
You call honor and dignity
I am not
of
talking
women of
about this
India
debate. I am
spicy.
talking about all debates. I am talking about all debates. Ma'am,
What are you
please pay
talking
attention
about?
to what
I
I'm
don't know,
saying.
but about this debate,
I am talking
you
about
have
all
to
debates.
apologize.
I am not referring to this debate. I am not referring to this debate. And you are not paying attention to
debates
what
are
I am saying.
spicy.
So please
Debates
pay
are
attention to what I
spicy.
am saying. I am saying to all debates. All
Nobody
debates.
wants to hear you
Please
anymore.
pay attention to what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
think I want to hear you anymore.
You have come.
That's okay. You don't want to hear, that's fine.
You know one thing, Mr.
Yeah, but
Mr.
I want to
Bhatia.
make my point.
Mr.
And I'm
Bhatia.
saying that I do not agree with that point.
Mr. Bhatia, even 100 tons of all this
Yes.
self-righteous outrage on your part, and don't interrupt me, please, is not going to take away the fact that you have made an unacceptable comment by talking about a discussion on the comments made by political leaders against women, a spicy debate. I will tell you today.
No.
I will tell you today what is objectionable, and you listen to me.
I've not done
You
that.
listen to me now.
I've not
You
done
listen
that.
to me now. I've heard you.
I've not done that.
You listen
Please,
to me
you
now.
listen to me.
You can
Arnab,
pontificate as much as you like on other channels which don't ask direct questions.
To this debate.
You can please you listen to my question.
I never made that comment in relation to this debate. I was talking about
I don't care in what context you made it. You take it back.
To remarks which make it yes. No, but I stand by my comment when I say that you're giving preference to things that would sensationalize your debate.
I am very
over
sorry.
substance.
I am very
And this
sorry.
is
The
point
problem
I
is
made.
that with the deep embarrassment, the
I
deep,
wanted to make my point.
the deep embarrassment. You know what you are angry about today, Gaurav? You know what you are angry about? Can I tell you if you don't interrupt me for a minute?
I'm not angry.
You are
I'm not
angry.
angry.
You are
I'm
angry.
not-
You are angry today. And you're frustrated because you cannot even say, because of your political links, you cannot say what you believe in. You cannot even say you're ashamed of Naresh Agrawal. And you cannot even use...
I will. Will you give me you give me a chance? I will tell you what I believe in.
Well,
I believe in equality for the
don't give me
females
lectures.
of this country. I believe that they
Don't
have
give me hollow
equal
lectures.
rights and opportunity to work anywhere and everywhere. I'm not giving any lecture. This is what I believe in.
This is
if you said that I can't speak, I'm speaking.
in March
this is what my party also
in March 2010, your party chief, and don't interrupt me this time, I'm going to Mahesh Jethmalani. In March 2010, your party leader said this, and that too, unfortunately, at a function to mark Ram Manohar Lohia's birth centenary in Lucknow. He said this, and I quote, another chauvinist sexist statement which Mulayam Singh Yadav should have had the courage to apologize for as well. You should in fact ask for his apology also tonight. He said, I don't like to say this, but they, referring to those who get elected due to women's quota, would be the women like wives and daughters of officers and businessmen, the kind who get whistled at. The kind who get whistled at. Understand, Mr. Bhatia? The kind who get whistled at.
Yeah.
Now, you know what, Mr. Bhatia? Don't wind yourself up in that outrage. Yeah. Don't wind yourself. Either you have the courage on television to say, either you have the courage to say, I am ashamed of what Mulayam Singh Yadav said. You have the courage to say, I am ashamed of what Mulayam Singh Yadav said.
I have the courage. I have the courage to state the truth, and I have stated the truth on your channel. We were discussing comment of Mr. Naresh Agrawal, and I clearly stated that I do not agree
but he
with
said
this
that
statement. That is what I said. You didn't give me an opportunity to speak after that. And thus I said that, you should not just change the course of the debate.
I'm not changing anything. Mahesh Jethmalani wanted to come in. I'm going across to. I haven't got an answer from you. Mr. Jethmalani, would you like to say something about Babulal Gaur? Who's the other man? Kailash Vijaywarge?
Mohan Bhagwat.
Yes, Arnab, these sexist comments unfortunately exist, including in my party, in all parties, and they deserve to be roundly condemned. Now, may I just make one suggestion so we can take your channel has often led to a lot of constructive legislation coming out. And I'm sure Jayanthi will agree with me. I don't want to get into a tutu meme over her about Arun Jaitley starting it or Kapil Sibal starting it or anything starting it. That's irrelevant. The issue of trivialization of crimes against women is far too important to get into a tutu meme situation. But there's a chapter under the Representation of People's Act which disqualifies members of parliament on various grounds.
Yes.
I think it's time that you add one more clause that anybody who undermines the female species and trivializes crimes against them. And by undermining, you can tighten up the word, because that can otherwise let in too much subjective interpretation. But words to that effect, it can be a ground for disqualification. Like many others are, becoming an undischarged bankrupt, committing a crime of moral turpitude. This can be one more ground for disqualifying a member of parliament or a member of a state legislative assembly. I think a time for gender justice has come. You're already talking about one-third representation for women in parliament and legislatures. Disqualify people who talk like this.
Throw them out. Absolutely.
Across the board, there will be support.
Of course. Jayanthi Natarajan.
Arnab, this law has already been amended by the Congress government. I don't remember, unfortunately, the date. It's not
this
exactly
is political again. It is not me.
That Mahesh. No, Mahesh, I'm not political. I'm saying I agree with you, and I'm saying perhaps it's not in the words which you mentioned, but it certainly says those who are guilty of any violation of laws against women will stand disqualified. That amendment has been made by a Congress government.
No, it doesn't. Please look at
However, I agree with Mahesh. It is there.
All right. Okay. So long as you agree,
but I agree with you that any person who trivializes and who shows women in any kind of bad light should be disqualified. If that is an amendment to the law that should be brought, I would totally agree with you, and I'm pretty sure that my party would totally go along with such an amendment.
Well, we have two callers. I just want to tell you about the kind of ridiculous comments and Gaurav Bhatia. Since you have decided today, to make that prejudiced observation, I'll tell you about one more leader, Abu Azmi, by the way. He's from your party in Mumbai. Abu Azmi is from the Samajwadi Party?
Yes, he is.
Yes, now let me tell you what he has said. And,
I remember his comment as well, Arnab.
You do? I'd like to repeat it.
I remember.
For those who don't, not to embarrass you, but for those who don't, I'll tell you what he says. He says, women are precious like gold. If you expose them, they'll be looted. Women should not move around like men at night. They are weak. They should think before they venture out. Women have the freedom to move out, but only when they move out with their family. When villagers come to big cities, they see these women with lesser clothes and makeup. That is why such incidents happen in the country. I mean, if you don't throw this man out of your party, I don't know what you will.
Women are the strongest, Arnab.
No,
women
so
are
what?
The strongest.
Don't be patronizing.
Arnab, if I could get a word in here.
Kavita.
No, I'm not. I'm just telling you that there is a section within the Samajwadi Party which feels differently.
Feels differently, and you allow them to. You don't act against them because they are.
I'd like to get a word in here.
This is so.
No, we condemn them.
Get a word in here, please.
Condemn them. They don't care about your condemnations. They carry on. Kavita wants to say something, but I would like to go to Mahesh from Coimbatore. I'll come to you after that. Kavita, Mahesh from Coimbatore, our next caller. Mahesh, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Who's your question? What's your point?
Yeah, you can be rest assured no action will be taken on this person. And more important, the way he talks, one gets a feeling that raping is some central government job. Shameless people. I can give it you in writing, no action will be taken. And I'll bet 1 year down the line, if you have a debate on this person will be scored.
It's very shameful about that. You see, Gaurav, that's the way people think. I'm not putting words in Mahesh's mouth. He's watching from Coimbatore. He's
I know you're not putting, and I know you're not putting, and they are disgusted just the way everyone is.
Yes, they are. And maybe you should call up Akhilesh after this and say, you know what, we should pull out all those people who've said these things and throw them out one by one. One sec, next call.
I can as a member.
Mandar from Pune. Here are callers. Mandar from Pune. Good evening, Mandar.
Very good evening, Arnab. Arnab, sadists, masochist pigs are there in all the parties. So none of the parties should say that, we are better than the others. As far as, whatever Gaurav is saying, it's absolutely laughable. I'm laughing over here. Okay. It's stupid to basically say that I condemn him, but probably we are not going to take any action against him. Okay. As far as taking action is concerned, I would, as an Indian citizen, I would like to know from Jayanthi Natarajan what action has been taken by the Congress party against an MP who is in a public domain and who has made a public comment. So I, as an Indian citizen, I'm quite curious to know what Jayanthi Natarajan
Mandar, actually, Jayanthi Natarajan listens to you. Don't put the phone down. I have 2 minutes left on this debate. I will let her respond to you directly. That's the whole idea of this conversation. Kavita, I'll just come to you because Mandar put that question to Jayanthi Natarajan. I think it's fair we allow her to reply to him. I assure you after that I'm coming to you. Yes, Jayanthi Natarajan, would you like to address Mandar from Pune directly, who seems to be concerned of no public action that has been taken? He seems to be wanting some.
No, I am not aware of what public action he wants to be taken because he's under the impression that he's a member of parliament. He's not a member of parliament. And therefore, I still totally condemn what he did. And I have a right to do it. Just because I belong to the same party doesn't mean I condone it. And what the party has done within the party knows. Therefore, since he is not a member of parliament, what public action does Mr.
but
Mandar
Shantaram Naik was a member of parliament.
I would like to know.
Shantaram Naik was a member of parliament in December 2009.
Parliament, as far as I remember.
I totally agree with what Mahesh said. If any MP or anybody elected to public office makes remarks trivializing women in this way, that the law should be amended to take action against them is something I unreservedly endorse.
I really think that, the reason why we keep picking these things up is only because this is unacceptable in 2013. But, unfortunately, Ms. Natarajan, I am not making a generalization about you or Gaurav Bhatia and Mahesh Jethmalani. I like to preface this by saying that all three of you represent the more progressive voices and members of political parties. But you see, there are some political party leaders in your parties who have a medieval mindset. Unless you stand, expose them, make them come out and punish them publicly and say that we do so, we will not be satisfied.
In all parties, even in the Samajwadi Party, there is a section of the party who do not...
Throw them out. Throw them out, Gaurav. Time has come to throw them out. Last word to Kavita.
To the party leadership.
Throw them out. Throw them out. Don't care about what happens.
I want to say this is not... I want to say that this is not about a few leaders with a medieval mindset. I'd like to disagree there. I believe that in a party, there is a calculated playing to different constituencies. When a Kailash Vijayvargiya, who's contesting elections now in Madhya Pradesh, makes that remark, and when somebody like Mahesh Jethmalani appears in public on your channel and condemns it, they are addressing two different political constituencies. Very consciously, political leaders are deployed from all these parties to try and consolidate a patriarchal constituency politically. I think unless we identify that, they have no option of saying, oh, that's a personal view. It is not. These are public individuals. These are political individuals. And they're doing it as a calculated political move. And Mahesh Jethmalani didn't
running short of time. I'm so running short of time, but I'll let Jayanthi Natarajan, Ranjana Kumari come in one after the other for 10 seconds.
Conclusion. Arnab, just one second, Arnab. I think Mahesh Jethmalani and Jayanthi has agreed with the suggestion. It should be the outcome of this program that they must amend the People's Representative Act.
Okay. Jayanthi wanted to say something there. Please come in quickly. Quickly, 10 seconds for Jayanthi. Jayanthi Natarajan.
I wanted to say that I wanted to say very respectfully that it's not correct. Please don't think that way about political parties
Okay,
deploying
okay.
different leaders for different constituencies.
Sure. So on some points we disagree, but on some points we agree. I thank you
for justice for women.
I thank you all for joining me on debate number 2 on the News Hour tonight. And as I wrap up the program, here's my question. If Shoma Chaudhary of Tehelka knew that the victim had been violated in such a manner as we have revealed today, why did she let Tarun Tejpal get away with a 6-month holiday laceration? That's my question tonight. See you at 9 p.m. tomorrow. Good night and goodbye.